And welcome back, everybody, to another wonderful edition of ESL Open Cup number 109 Asia. Welcome, everyone. Oh, it's been so long. I apologize for the delay as well. We thought that it wasn't gonna be a thing. Oh my god, as I just messaged the players. But yeah, we were a little bit afraid that we weren't gonna have a weekly today. I'm okay disclosing this, but on the Asia server specifically, there was a bunch of issues. A bunch of the chat channels on Asia stopped working. A bunch of errors occurred and you couldn't join ESL, you couldn't join Olimo League. There were just a bunch of chat channels that were broken. And the admins were like, oh my god, like how do we gather everyone? They made a new chat channel, we all messaged everyone, we got in contact with all the players, we dragged everyone in, and we were able to make this happen. Oh boy, massive shout out to the admins and their fast response. Massive shout out to iScar and Sinistro and ZH, all the ESL admins. They're great, they're amazing, they're beautiful. If it wasn't for them, we just wouldn't have a tournament today. Massive shout out. Oh my god, and here we go. We have our first series of the day. I'm just quickly fixing a couple of things here. And also a massive shout out to Lord Loken in the chat. Gracias, Lord Loken. Gracias. We appreciate the support. Of course, he's a long-time supporter of the CranKy Ducklings, gifting 10 gifted subs. Ay, ay, ay. Gracias, gracias, Lord Loken. We appreciate it. And also thank you to Golgi for the Twitch Prime sub as well. Thank you so much. As we dive into our first series, here we go, spawning in the top left hand corner of Curious Minds LE. We have the Australian Zerg player representing the CranKy Ducklings. It is Oreo. And I need to fix something. And spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Curious Minds LE, we have the Malaysian Protoss player. ESL Open Cup number 109. Okay. I apologize. Look, there were a bunch of issues, okay, but everything is slowly working out. Yes. No. ESL Open Cup. Beautiful, beautiful. Update Twitch title, there we go. We have the Malaysian Protoss representing Mate Hexa. It is Ranger. Ah, beautiful. Oh god, and some of you may be wondering, yo, why is Light alone? Isn't he usually joined by someone else? Yes, I usually am. We were talking about this in our previous broadcast, but Yaku, unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on how you look at it, is focusing on his studies right now. This semester, he has weekend classes. He actually has class every single day, I think. Monday to Sunday, he has classes. So for the next month, he will be unable to cast ESL Open Cup Asia. I will not be solo casting the entire thing. I will be joined by this player here. Oreo has agreed to join me on the casting couch after his run, if his run ends. That's the important thing, you know? Like, I don't want to discourage him from participating. I'm like, yo, I would love if you casted with me, but I still want you to compete, I still want you to play, and I still want you to try your hardest. Like, if you happen to get knocked out, then come and join me, but otherwise, just keep on going. So yeah, if Oreo does get knocked out, he will join me here. Again, hopefully he wouldn't be too upset from a loss or anything like that. But it'll be fine. It'll be fine. So yes, Oreo has agreed to join me. I will also have another guest co-caster for the Sparkling Tuna Cup later on this week. As again, Yaku is unavailable, so I will have someone else join me. And after the month is over, then Yaku will come back. Of course, like it's kind of a short thing where he has extra classes over the weekend. So hopefully it doesn't last too long. Meanwhile, here we go. We're in our first series. It is a bit of Oceania versus Southeast Asia, a classic matchup. Oreo and Ranger, they have played plenty of times over in our other weekly events. But it's been a while since we've had a GPO. It's been a while since we've hosted our regional tournaments. And now they are back at it again. And I'm really curious because Ranger, we've given him a lot of praise recently. He has been practicing very, very hard. He's been very active on the NA ladder. He's been very active in these online tournaments, so it's great to see him return, and can he shape up to someone of the likes of Oreo? So far so good. He does open up with a Stargate. Void Rays are already on the way, so this is pretty standard all things considered. What is not standard is the map. I'm honestly a little bit surprised that we ended up on Curious Minds. This is considered to be a very heavily Zerg favored map, especially against double Stargate play, because of the short rush distance, because of the potential for Queen Walks. And that's why it makes sense that Ranger opens up with a Stargate and then follows up with a Twilight Council. Again, double Stargate play is almost impossible to pull off on this map. It's very difficult, so for him to transition into a ground toss army makes a lot more sense, and I imagine this is going to be for Glaives. Again, looking to try and get across the map and deal as much damage as possible and keep the Zerg player on the back foot. There it is. Glaives is already on the way. One of the big tells is, of course, we didn't see a Forge. If there was a Forge, then it's okay, he could be going to transitioning into Blink or something like that. But again, Glaives is a very popular transition from that Stargate nowadays. Meanwhile, these Void Rays are actually dealing a surprising amount of damage. For Nada Oreo, he actually didn't connect his natural to his third base with creep, so these queens are taking that much longer to come on over and defend. Eventually, they will push away these Void Rays, but the Void Rays dealt a lot of damage. 4 drone kills and denied mining on that Gas Geyser. Gas is so important here at this stage of the game. At the same time, Oreo tried to go for a bit of a run by, but there are depths, there are shield batteries, like Ranger is perfectly fine. Oh, but it looks like Oreo was able to snipe a Void Ray, not bad, so at least he's able to get that. But Ranger is mixing things up. As Oreo is going for a Queen Walk, which is what we expect in this kind of map, we see not just Glaive Adepts, but we see a Dark Shrine follow-up. Oreo, I just really wanted to see his vision here. Oreo didn't see any of this. He doesn't know about the, oh my god, about the Glaive Adept transition, but he commits to the Shade! No, Ranger! Oh my god, he committed to the Shade, dead set in the middle of the entirety of Oreo's army. The majority of the Adepts are already dead, and now Oreo is sending it across the map. Do we have a lair? We do not have a lair. Lair is about to finish up though. Again, detection is going to be so important because the Dark Shrine is about to finish up. Oreo, he rocks up to the third base. Again, this third base is completely dead. Void Rays weren't able to do anything. Void Ray, singular, sorry. Wasn't able to do anything across the map. Overcharge is wasted, but the DTs are being morphed in, and the DTs are going to lay waste to everything until we have detection. Where is it? Overseer is being morphed in, but it's all the way at home. So the DTs will actually defend the third base. Oh my god. Insane. DTs hold on, Ranger holds on for dear life, but with detection, Oreo can keep on pushing forward. He just lost all his queens though, so this one singular Void Ray is actually pushing all of this back. Until the queens rock up. And then Oreo can go for another push. This base is weakened, overcharges on cooldown, the shield batteries were taken out, there's only one shield battery remaining. What else do we have to defend? We don't have Disruptors, we don't have Immortals, we don't have Archons. Archons are only just now being morphed in, and we don't have more Void Rays, we only have one. Honestly, Ranger probably should have pumped out more Void Rays. Let's be real, he needs every single unit that he can muster right now, and what he has right now isn't good enough. Maybe if he focuses down the queens, maybe that one Void Ray can kind of turn the tide of the battle, but more queens are waddling across the map, like Oreo, he is not letting up whatsoever. Oh god, the queens are a little bit exposed, but they target down the Void Ray, and the Void Ray does get picked off. No more units in the sky here for Ranger. We have detection, sure there are DTs, but again, Overseer just has to move on over a little bit, and Oreo is fine. More roaches are waddling in across the map. The DTs are actually putting in a lot of work. Another overcharge is being popped. The DTs are dying! Oh my god! Ranger's doing it! There were so many DT swipes going off, and Ranger is actually defending in the end. There was just so much DPS going down here. The detection just wasn't in range. And this like, that was it. Like, Oreo was all in. Like, look at the drone count. He's down to 40, and Ranger somehow, someway, he just kept holding on to this third base. Again, the DTs were a huge part of both of it. DTs as well as sniping the queens earlier. And now Oreo is in a terrible position. Earlier, I thought he was going to win if he broke this position, but he never did. And now Ranger, he's getting a fourth base, he's fully saturated, he's working on Immortals now, like he's actually diversifying his army and teching up, he's got a Forge. I don't know if there's a way for Ranger. I think if Ranger like maybe throws away this army, then Oreo can come back. But even then, I don't know if it's possible. I don't know if it's possible for him to throw this away. Oh god. Ranger, he looks for a fourth. There is no fourth, so he backs off. I kind of like this. He's being very careful with his army movement. He doesn't want to push into creep, so he's giving Oreo a lot of time. And I think what Oreo is doing makes a lot of sense. He's not droning. There's no way he can catch up in the economy. There's actually no way. Like, he's respecting his opponent enough to know that he won't be able to like double expand and drone up. Instead, he's going for another all-in because he knows it's the only chance he has at winning this game is to just go with everything you have, maybe even pull the boys, pull the queens, and just try and go for one Hail Mary play and hope that Ranger's being greedy. Hope that Ranger is focusing too much on his economy and his tech, and maybe he's throwing down Fleet Beacon or like Robotics Bay, and maybe catch the army. Oh boy, we'll see if he can do it. Oreo does have eyes on this. He's going for it. He's going for a massive surround with just Mass Ling Ravager. But the force fields are pretty good. The Lings are coming in, but the Ravagers are having a hard time engaging. We do have a couple of bios connecting with the army. Looks like the Archons are getting isolated as well, but is there enough here from our Zerg player? He's trying desperately. All the Lings are being cleaned up, which means there is no more buffer. The Blink Stalkers are getting on top of the Ravagers. And just, oh my god, the bios do connect though. But we have overcharge, we have shield batteries, we have cannons, like... Oreo was hoping for a big fight away from all the stack defense, and he got it, and he traded as well as he could have. But I don't think he can keep pushing. I don't think he can break the third. He's tried so many times, and just the defensive position here with 4 shield batteries, 2 cannons, and overcharge, and defensive warp in, it's just going to be a little bit too much. And Oreo knows that. Again, he's just trying to catch the army. Oh no, he goes to the base. Oh no, he's fine. He goes for the army, tries to get us around, but the blinks are just too good. There's the overcharge. Oreo, again, he knows he cannot break this. At the same time, Ranger is going all the way into the main base with a warp prism. We see a massive warp in the Zealous. Do we have charge? We don't have charge. They're going to be slow lots, but we have DTs. And Oreo's just going to lose his main base. At the same time, he's trying to force another fight. Again, Oreo, he's trading the best he can. He's honestly fighting better than he really should, but there's no way for him to defend the turn at the same time. He just doesn't have the supply. He's just all in. He's been all in for the past 10 minutes. For the past 5 minutes, to be fair. Oh god, some decent bios. We have detection. The Overseer's on the way, but the DTs are dishing out a lot of damage. Jesus Christ, so many swipes. It looks like the Nexus will finally get picked off. Is it going to be enough though? DTs get morphed into Archons. Nice bios on that Archon. That was a pretty nice move, to be honest. Let's go. He's going all the way into the the fourth base now. There's no shield batteries. Yo, can Oreo do it? Can he break him? Maybe. Denies the warp in. The cannon's depowered. Boys are being forced off the line. At the same time, the Zealous and DTs are inactive in the main base. They could have been they could have been doing a lot more, but they haven't been. Spawning pool was sniped. No Lings are coming. DT's finally moved down to the natural base. Oreo, he's on his last legs. He's almost, if he had an economy behind this, he could be Link flooding right now. GG gets called. And Ranger takes game number 1. Oh. Oh my god. That Queen Walk almost worked. That Queen Walk was doing so well. And then DTs came in, and then Void Rays came in, and then, god, Ranger just always had something. He always had something to just barely hold on, and that's all you have to do as Protoss. You just have to make sure you keep your mineral line intact, you barely defend, and then you just explode from there. That's exactly what happened. GG. That was close. Could have gone either way, but it did go Ranger's way. And now we're getting ready for game number 2. Oh my god. Hold on, I'm just setting up. Just setting up some teams. Beautiful. So we will have logos for our next series. Our next game, sorry. Hup, hup. You know, shout out to Oreo. We actually have W's game heart. Beautiful. I'm just catching up in the chat. Overseer off duty. Yeah, there were a lot of moments there where the Overseer was just out of range, and those DTs deal a surprise. They're like glass cannons. They deal so much damage with their swipes. And Ranger got so many free shots off in the defense of the second wave. So for nada that Overseer, for nada that goddamn Overseer. Ay ay ay. And here we go. Spawning into game number 2 of this best of 3 series, and spawning in the top right hand corner of 2000 Atmospheres LE, we have the Australian Zerg player representing the CranKy Ducklings, going for a 12 pool. It is Oreo. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of 2000 Atmospheres LE, we have our Malaysian Protoss player representing Mate Hexa. It is Ranger. And as we get into game number 2, massive shout out to Calibre in the chat. Calibre GG, he is the team owner or manager of the Juggernauts. That's of course the team of the Southeast Asian team of Mio Micah, Go Joey, Ender, and Beastork. One of the best teams, or the best team in all of Southeast Asia. So massive shout out to Calibre. Hope you've been having a good New Year's, Christmas, and holidays. It's been a while. Also, massive shout out to the people in the chat. Soundo, Chileno, Singaporean, keeping me company, at least until I do get a co-caster. Meanwhile, boom, there we go. We do have a proxy hatch in the wall. The wall is no longer a wall. Ranger, what kind of response is he gonna have? I know some people like throwing down forges for cannons. He's attempting to set up a secondary wall, which is of course the correct thing to do. Lings are already flooding across the map. Ranger did go for a probe scout earlier, so he did confirm that it was a 12 pool opening, so he's well aware of what's coming his way. He's croning out the first zealot, and the first zealot is already chipping away at that hatchery. Oh boy, Oreo, can he pull this off the Lings? I love this. They get some nice surface area on the gateway, and it looks like they're going to be able to take down this gateway before the second zealot comes out and then break on through. Again, we just see mass Lings flooding across the map. Oh no! Oreo, he goes to the hatchery. Ranger blocks it, but he was rallied. He was rallied to go from the natural to the third, so he allows Oreo to get his natural up and running. Meanwhile, the gateway falls and the Lings are flooding in. For nada, the zealot, it was not on hold position. It gets surrounded, and the zealot is going to fall. Not just the zealot, but everything else. There's no other zealot in production. What? Ranger, he's not supply block. He's just not producing anything. There we go. We do have an adept on the way, but it is so late. Boys are going down. The pylon's being targeted down as well. Is that Nartosis pylon? No, it is not. But again, the shield battery has finite energy, and the pylons are getting focused. Oh, it's going to be so close. First pylon falls. And so will the second. Just barely. The adept doesn't finish. It was so close. The adept was so close, but not fast enough. Again, Ranger, he needed to be a little bit quicker with producing that adept. GG gets called. And Oreo takes game number 2. And I apologize, the score was incorrect on the screen. Ranger was up 1-0, so it is now tied up 1-1. We are going to the ace match. Oh. Oh my god. I'll just put that in chat to make sure everyone knows. It happens sometimes where the opening is so explosive that I forget about the score. So like, mate, when we start off with the 12 pool, I'm like, my focus, my attention is on the 12 pool or the chat. So I apologize for not correcting that on the screen. Oh god. But yes, we are going into the ace match. We're tied up 1-1 in this series. Oh boy, here we go. Setting up the lobby, and what map do we have? This is going to be on Blackburn. Oh my god. I'll be honest, Blackburn is another good map for a 12 pool, but at the same time, I'm sure Ranger is now aware of that. I'm sure now he's a little bit more on edge, so would he attempt a blind counter? Would he attempt to open up safely against it? Would he be more prepared mentally for a response? I think that's probably the better way to put it. Oh, as we dive into game number 3. You can hear the countdown as we dive in. Blackburn. We got gold bases, we got slow zones, we got short rush distance by air, and we also have a short rush distance by ground. Are we going to see another 12 pool? Is Oreo going to try and go for a queen walk? I remember speaking to Oreo, as it seems like there was an issue with the lobby. What was I just saying? Oh yeah, I was speaking to Oreo and he was talking about how he isn't fond of queen walks on Blackburn anymore. He's had very mixed success with it. So yeah, he's not really too fond of that just because of how the Tempest interacts with the queen walk on this map specifically. So I doubt we'll see that, but maybe we'll see something else instead. He's not fond of Hydra timings either. He has a very strong opinion of the Hydralisk and how useless it is. And I'm not going to deny that. But, you know, there's a place for them. There's a place for them. Oh, and here we go. We are diving into game number 3, the ace match between these two oceanic Southeast Asian players. And spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Blackburn LE, we have the Australian Zerg player representing the CranKy Ducklings, the best Zerg in all of Australia. It is Oreo. Going for a 12 pool. And spawning in the bottom left hand corner of Blackburn LE, we have the Malaysian Protoss player representing Mate Hexa. It is Ranger. The best player in all of Malaysia. Let's go. We do have a 12 pool now. What kind of variant of said 12 pool are we going? Oh, he's pulling the boys. He's going for it. He's going to stack all the boys. He didn't really do it. He's going for it anyway. Oh my god. So this is going to get scattered. Ranger will see all these drones with his probe. There we go. He does confirm. Yep. He's like, he did a double take. He's like, hold on. And how is he going to prepare for this? He's going to attempt to wall off here, which is going to be pretty huge. Lings are on the way, but again, it's going to take a while for them to get across the map. This is not going to be a variant with a hatchery, because again, he doesn't have enough minerals for the hatchery, and Ranger does fully wall off. Uh-oh. So already a great start here for Ranger. He has a Forge on the way, 4 cannons. There we go. Forge is already in production. We have a backup pylon as well, just in case one of them gets taken out. All of this will stay powered, and the first Zealot will come out on the right-hand side. Oh, no, left-hand side. Oh, sorry, my bad. I thought it was rallied on the outside, which would have been insane. But thankfully, he does rally inwards. The wall will eventually crumble, now that the Lings are here. I love this. He's focusing down the gateway producing the Zealots, so the Zealot will not come out. Oh my god, we see it cancel. He wants to try and keep this gateway alive. Oh, and it looks like he will. The Lings do try and go first round for the Zealot. Looks like they will eventually get it, but the second Zealot pops out. Oh no, this is looking better and better for Ranger. He still has his 2 Zealots up and running. He's slowly chipping away at everything. Probes are falling, but that doesn't matter. The Zealots, they're doing it. The cannon finishes. Uh-oh. Not a single Zealot falls. Cannon is done. Boys get into the mineral line with a handful of Lings, but they're just gonna get surrounded. GG. GG. Well played. Ranger will take the series 2-1. GG. Congratulations, Ranger. Congratulations. Again, sure, we can speculate about game 1 on Curious Minds and how that could have gone for Oreo. But at the end of the day, shout out to Ranger for being as tenacious as he is, for being as stalwart as he was, doing whatever he could to hold on and defend in not just that game, but even here in game number 3. That was just a little bit rough from Oreo, the fact that he got scattered so early on. It was very smart of Ranger to cancel his gateway. If he didn't, he would have lost his first gateway and he would have only had 1 Zealot to work with. But because he cancelled, he forced all the drones and Lings in, kept that gate alive, was able to micro his heart out, keep his Zealot alive, get a second one up and running, cannon finished up. Like, Yeah, I was very well done there by Ranger. Ooh. Oh. And with that, Ranger will move on to the next round. Quickly checking the bracket. We do have a pretty big bracket, round of 32 onwards here for ESL Open Cup Asia. And, ooh, who do we have? Ranger moves on to face another Protoss player. Nice.